My name is Hunter Renneker. I'm the esports analysis for our Overwatch team at CSU, and today I'm going over the retail patch notes for September 17, 2024. For this patch, they started off with a general tank roll passive nerf that reduced knockback from 40% to 25%. This is going to greatly benefit heroes such as Lucio and Zenyatta when it comes to peeling back for their team when the tank is trying to run into their backline. For general hero changes, they nerfed D.Va's base armor by from 375 to 325 and increased her base health from 200 to 225. This is just going to make D.Va a lot more punishable because before this patch she was frankly immortal in some situations, so this is going to help keep her in line with the other tanks in terms of power. They also buffed Orisa because she has not been performing too well in the meta. She had a movement speed penalty decrease on her fortify from 20% to 10%. So it's just going to help her, cycle cooldowns better and be less easy to punish because fortify is now actually you could chase down enemies too. Roadhog got a slight take a breather buff. Resource regeneration rate went from 8 to 10 per second. This is just going to help him survive a little more. Sigma got some interesting changes regarding his primary fire hyperspheres. They decreased the damage from, they reduced the damage from 25 to 15 for impact, but increased the explosion damage from 30 to 40. And that's for the max range primary fire, and it no longer deals damage to itself. This is more of a power shift than it is a nerf. This makes Sigma a bit more dangerous in the poke range, but if you manage to get close to distance against Sigma, he is going to be a little weaker because primary just won't do as well. Bastion got slight buffs. His configuration assault form had a spread reduction of 0.2 degrees, and his ult charge cost was reduced by 12%. Cassidy got some pretty big changes regarding his E ability hinder. It went from the duration of the hinder went from 1.2 to 0.9 seconds, and the explosion damage went from 45 to 75. So this is going to help heroes like Tracer and most flankers in general with Magic because the explosion damage increase doesn't really change any important breakpoints, and now they have more time to react and use their defensive cooldowns. But this does help against certain just general heroes that aren't going to escape from hinder regardless, because it's just going to deal a bunch more damage and probably take one less shot to kill. Hanzo, they did a lot with Hanzo. They basically reverted the Season 9 patch regarding Hanzo. He can now one-shot most of the heroes in the game again, but in trade-off, they reduced his arrow size to pre-Season 9 levels, so he isn't shooting humongous logs of arrows at enemies and one-shotting them across the map. They increased the damage from 120 to 125 for the maximum damage of the charge rate. But to decrease the effectiveness of the spam play style, they increased the charge time from 0.72 to 0.87 seconds per arrow. Venture just got a slight shield HP regeneration nerf from 40 to 30 per use of ability. It's just going to make Venture more punishable. Mora, a slight coalescence buff of 70 to 85 DPS per second because post-Season 9 her coal has not been doing much regarding killing enemies. Lifeweaver, very small buff. His Thorn Valley ammo went from 80 to 100. Zenyatta, pretty good buffs because he's been struggling recently, has mobility heroes have taken over the game, and Zenyatta is the most immobile hero. His Destruction Orb damage was increased from 48 to 50, which may not sound like a lot, but anyone Zen shoots is going to be discorded most of the time, and this brings back a pretty important combo of him being able to 2-tap 250 HP heroes, which makes him a lot more threatening to dive, because you will probably end up trading your life with Zenyatta's skin. And the Discord Orb reduction cooldown was decreased from 7 to 6 per second, so you're able to Discord heroes more often. And other than some small changes regarding Clash and bug fixes, that is the patch notes for Overwatch.